Vigo atrás e a ponto.
Tuo ja se
Live. Ni ya te ahí.
Tuo ja se sua munni.
Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching us from. Welcome to Focal Online TV, where we bring you the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. Today is Wednesday, and today marks August 2nd, 2023. So, as we begin this day, I want to acknowledge you for watching our live broadcast, and I'm also sharing this motivation with you that do not settle for less, keep on pushing. So, as we begin, let me first welcome you officially to the daily edition of Inside the Print Media here on Focal TV. Remember, Focal TV is located within the Topo Village community along the Chibanese Highway. Here at Focal TV, especially as it relates to the daily edition of Inside the Print Media, I am your presenter, Greg Finan Koreshpa, and I'm here this morning with my co-presenter,
Lyndon Toba.
Lyndon Tokpa is my co-presenter on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. So this morning we take a revision of our newspapers here in studio. We have the Daily Observer newspaper, we have the Independent Probe newspaper, we have the Front Page Africa newspaper, we have the New Down newspaper. So we have four papers in studio: Daily Observer, New Down newspaper, Front Page Africa, and Independent Probe. So this morning we have some interesting issues that we're going to be discussing as it relates to District 13. So as you are watching us live, we encourage you to please share our live stream, tag someone so that together we can bring innovation right to you. Don't forget to tune in and stay with us here on Focal Online TV. Thanks for watching. We take a short break. When we get back with the news headlines and the news in details. My name is Greg Finansipa, and I am your presenter on Inside the Print Media here on Focal TV. Stay with me.
Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
Okay, welcome back again, folks. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching us from live. We are broadcasting from the Focal Online TV here in the Topo Village community along the Japanese Highway. Today marks another daily edition of Inside the Print Media, and for this particular aspect of our news broadcasting inside the print media, I am your presenter, Greg Finansipa, and I'm here this morning with my co-presenter,
Lyndon Toba.
Lyndon Topa is my co-presenter on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. Remember, today is a brand new day to start a new journey for accomplishment. Please do not settle for less. Keep on moving forward and keep on pressing forward. So we begin our news headlines. Let's start with the headlines from the Daily Observer newspaper. Vote intelligently to strengthen Liberia's bargaining democracy. Vote intelligently to strengthen Liberia's bargaining democracy. The impending October 2023 legislative and presidential elections are certainly coming to the development and consolidation of Liberia's burgeoning democracy. It will certainly be fourth post-war democratic election in the Republic of Liberia. Elections have, by and large, become the conduit for the peaceful transitioning of one democratically elected government to another. Elections, as it were, are very necessary in endangering peace and stability in democratic nations across the globe. In democratic nations where there have been the conduit of smooth election, the story of national cohesion, stability, and growth is conspicuously evident. On the contrary, in nations where there have been miscarriages of electioneering activities, the stories have never been supportive of national growth and development. The explicit of reaching lesson in the two scenarios are that elections are critical and indeed severe as a strategy to national cohesion and peaceful coexistence, or it could be a recipe of chaos and national disaster. At this time, we move over to another headline under the Daily Observer newspaper. The headline reads, Lutheran Church massacre survivors want AFL soldiers responsibilities. Lutheran Church massacre survivors want AFL shoulder responsibilities. Survivors of the St. Peter Lutheran Church massacre are demanding the authorities of the armed forces of Liberia shoulder responsibility for atrocities that they committed 33 years ago under the command of President Samuel Doe. The massacre, which took place during the country's first civil war, left a deep scar on survivor lives, with haunting memories of loved ones lost and lives forever changed. We recognize that there has been a change and restructuring of the armed forces of Liberia, transforming them into a force of good. It is with this recognition that we call upon the current army to shoulder responsibility for crimes the institution committed. The survivors said in a statement which was read by Marcus Kojo during a program commemorating the event. Kokwa, who is the executive director of the Survivors Association, noted that it is important that the Army leadership take the lead in acknowledging the pain and suffering endured by victims as the first step of national reconciliation. The survivors' position comes as the massacre remains one of the darkest chapters in the nation's history. It's unfolded amidst the backdrop of a violent and protracted civil war that engulfed the country from 1989 to 2023. 2003, leaving behind a trail of death, destruction, and despair. The AFL, tasked with maintaining peace and security, found itself embroiled in the conflict, leading to allegations of human rights violations and war crimes, with the St. Peter Lutheran Church massacre as a prime example. At this time, we move forward to the front page Africa newspaper. Kelly Nontopa, is up to you for the news headlines and the news in details.
All right, thank you, Griffin Sipa, for such a beautiful presentation. From page Africa now, Representative expiring Woki Dillo dedicate public lecturing in Zolan community. Montserrado County District 6 Representative expiring Woki Dillo has undertaken and officially dedicated a 6-room public lecturing in Zolan community in Pingsville, outside Monrovia. The project was dedicated to address the numerous constraints that over 100 residents of the community were encountering due to deplorable natures of the two-room public latrine facility they had in their area. Prior to the dedication, residents were obliged to stand in long queues to wait for the late night hours to take their showers or defecate. Speaking during the dedication of the latrine recently, Mandolo disclosed that the project was actualized following a request made by one of the residents. She pointed out that the project was intended to alleviate some of the problems the residents were encountering to promote good sanitation in the community. My Nigerian brother Samson brought your problem to our attention. We visited the community and the latrine project was one of the things that were proffered by you, the people. We didn't make any promise when we came first because for us, we like to see results and we said we will see what we can do. Madam Dolo disclosed that her foundation has been mostly involved into academics, but the Latrine project was another step forward to promote sanitation in the various communities in the district. She said, though her foundation has provided scholarships to many youth, Liberians, some of them have not returned to express gratitude for benefiting from those scholarships. Madam Dolo emphasized that as a result of this, her foundation has advanced to another level by addressing the infrastructural needs of citizens in the various community. When you put a structure, it is going to stay and thousands of people will see and benefit from it. So she said we will be rendering impactful infrastructural developments in the communities. That is a conclusion to another headline. High-level Korean delegation pays courtesy to court on Foreign Minister Kim Ye. Liberia Ministers of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Ambassador D. Maxwell Kimiyat, has assured the Korean government for the humanitarian development assistance it continues to render to the government of Liberia and the people of Liberia since the establishment of diplomatic relationship between Liberia and Korea about 60 years ago. Foreign Minister Kimia observed that the long-standing relations and cooperations between Liberia and Korea have been mutually fruitful and rewarding to the mutual benefits of the two governments and people. According to the Foreign Minister's release, the Liberian Foreign Minister who was speaking on Tuesday, July 27, 2023, when they're visiting high-level Korean delegations, government delegation pay a courtesy called on him at the Foreign Ministry Affairs. The Foreign Minister urged the Korean government to establish a joint commission to continue its assistance to Liberia, especially in the areas of technology, agriculture, infrastructure, as well as energy sector. Foreign Minister Kemiya also asked the Korean delegation to help provide scholarship opportunities to enhance the capacities of Liberian youth, mainly in the areas of vocational and technical training. For his part, His Excellency Sukud Lim, Deputy Minister for Public Affairs at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Liberia, who heads the delegations to Liberia, extended thanks and appreciation to the Foreign Minister and the government and the people of Liberia for the warm receptions accorded his delegation here in Liberia. The visiting delegations then assured the Liberian foreign ministers of his government's willingness to get involved with Liberia's development drive at all times. He also hailed President George Manuel Weah and his government for Liberia's willingness to support Korean bid for the World Expo 2030 in Busan, Korea. He said his delegations was in the country to reassure Liberians of Korea's unflinching and continuous support to Liberia's initiative and to convey a special message from Minister Kimiya to his Korean counterpart on the request made by Minister Kimiya. While holding cordial and long-standing bilateral relations with Liberia, Mr. Suk Lim disclosed that Liberia was a great help to the people of Korea for the ascendances of Korea on the non.
So we commence again from the New Dawn newspaper, and the headline reads, Newborn goes missing in Claratown. Newborn goes missing in Claratown. A week-old baby has gone missing from the Claratown Healthcare Center, previously known the Claratown Clinic in Bourgeois Island, a suburb of Monrovia. The mother of the newborn, Peace Togan, alerted police about the sudden disappearance of a week-old boy child on Monday, 31st July 2023. The mother is a resident of Claratown. According to the weeping mother, she visited the clinic in the early morning of Monday due to her son's illness. While sitting and waiting to be attended to by nurses, she decided to use the bathroom and asked a lady nearby in the corridor to look after her son. Upon her return from the bathroom, Token said the unknown woman and her baby were gone. Peace Togan said she asked the nurses and other patients in the corridor of the clinic informed her that the lady had probably gone outside to buy food. After a thorough search, Togan said her baby and the unknown woman couldn't be found. Peace has pleaded for the attention of the Ministry of Justice, MOJ, to intervene and find her baby. She told reporters that she gave birth to her son on Monday, 24 July 2023, at the home of the local midwife, only identified as Mam Musu, right within the Claratown community. She said her baby got stolen on Monday, 31st July 2023. Meanwhile, the officer in charge at the clinic declined media inquiries up till press time. The whereabouts of the infant remains unknown. Investigation is still ongoing. We now move over to another headline under the New Dawn newspaper. The headline reads, LERC amends LEC imports lessons. LERC amends LEC imports lesson. The news in details. The Board of Commissioners, BOC, of the Liberia Electricity Regulation Commission, LERC, has amended the Liberia Electricity Corporation, LEC, electricity imports lesson. The amendment now permits the corporation to increase its electricity import capacity into the country from 10 MW to 110 MW. In March 2023, LEC submitted an amendment application to the Commission requesting an increase in its electricity import quota based upon what it described as fasting increased demand that has consequently raised LEC average daily peak load to over 56 MW in less than 3 months. In addition, LEC informed the Commission that demand for electricity in Liberia is still increasing and more bulk customers are yet to be connected to the national grid. The management of LEC asserted that imported power demand in the next year shall continue to increase at a fast rate beyond what was anticipated in the agreement with the Ivory Coast-based company CRE. Dr. Lawrence D. Sachibo, chairman of the BOC, speaking at the lessoning ceremony at a local hotel in Monrovia on 28 July 2023, said the commission was pleased to grant LEC the exclusive right to purchase and import electricity to the country in the capacity of up to 110 MW. At this time, we move forward to Independent Probe, where we bring you more information and headlines. So, the Independent Probe News headline: Breeze of inner tumor engulfs UP rescue team. MDR threatens pull out if. Part 1. While the former vice president and standard bearer of the Unity Party is visiting the United States for his granddaughter's graduation amidst fun and pageantry, the authoritative Independent Probe has gathered that the tension is now blowing within the rescue team Nima County chapter. According to the report, a power broker, NIMBA Senator and U.S. sanctioned President Prince Johnson has requested to ask UP to withdraw candidates against MDR in 3 of NIMBA 9 districts. The Unity Party chairman in NIMBA says Coon deleted the names, but Senator Coon has denied the allegation. Transcript from a meeting with the NIMBA County chairperson of both the Unity Party and the MDR held at Gompa City, resident of the chairman of MDR Governing Council, Senator Prince Johnson, on Saturday, July 22. The MDR chair, Joseph Woken, said his party had lived up to the agreement between the two parties to not file candidates against each other in the October 10 election. Yet, the Unity Party has acted contrary for candidates in Nimba County. From the provisional listing published by the National Election Commission, UP has infused candidates against the MDR in 3 of the 9 electoral districts in Nimba County. Understands that this decision of the Unity Party is fueling heavy confusion within the newly birthed collaboration between the MDR supporters and Senator Prince White Johnson on the other hand. In a face-to-face meeting with the senator, the chairman of the Unity Party in Nimba, Nelson Benga, said that the vice-standard barrier of the UP insisted that the Unity Party should feed candidates where and if it's believed their candidate has political strength over their opponents. He says we cannot put our eggs in one basket. According to an eyewitness who asked for anonymity, the UP chair told the open gathering that Coon's only condition is the MDR and the UP candidate should support the JNB ticket. Senator Coon is the current political leader of the MDR. It has been rumored that Coon is giving financial and material support to 2 contenders running against Prince Johnson third term bid. We now move over to another headline under the Independent Pro. Alexander Cummings highlights developments in CPP government differently from others. Alexander Cummings highlights developments in CPP government differently from others. The news in details. Cummings has vowed to do things differently when elected president by prioritizing Liberia's interests and making them primary beneficiaries of the country's economy and resources. Cummings said that while foreigners' participation is absolutely important, a CPP government will enforce the liberalization policy and ensure adequate funding for Liberians to disproportionately benefit from the country's economy and government procurement of goods and services. Cummings said the aiding economy and creating a vibrant private sector for massive job opportunity will be top priority when elected president of Liberia come October 10. He said the CPP administration has embarked US $20 million as an empowerment fund for market women, farmers, youth businesses, and persons with disability to sustain and grow their businesses. The CPP standard bearer reaffirmed his commitment to Liberians in an interview with Joy TV on Tuesday, August 1st, 2023. Cummings said both national and international resources mobilization are key to addressing critical needs, including restoring civil servant salary cut by government and revamping the health and education sectors within Liberia. He said all of the required urgent government action to bring relief to the suffering masses. He said the CPP government will ensure Liberia reaps the full value and benefits of its natural resources, including gold and diamond, without necessarily aborting any concessionary agreements, and will expand the tax base, unlike the current case where only a few people are paying taxes within Liberia. CPP standard bearer reaffirmed his zero tolerance for corruption and that monies saved from corruption will be redeployed to address critical needs of the Liberian people. Cummings vowed to create a conducive, lawful environment with a strong, independent, and trusted judicial and criminal justice system that Liberians will feel safe and attract badly needed foreign investment. He said a CPP administration would urgently address the issues of sanitation, ridding Monrovia of garbage, restoring law and order in the traffic, and a robust enforcement of the law that will make citizens feel safe and secure. On the question of making Mr. George a term president, Mr. Cummings said Weah's administration poor performance characterized by high unemployment, lack of foreign investment due to growing insecurity and corruption, rising crimes, widespread suffering, and extreme poverty have turned the vast majority of Liberians against a second term for the ruling CDC government. Cummings said the year's rule of President Weah has reversed all the gains of his predecessor, leading to a breakdown in law and order, hospitals without drugs, schools in a worse of condition, and that 9 out of every 10 Liberians will tell you they're worse off economically. So this is how we close up on our news segment here today as it relates to our country, Liberia. Remember, we cannot bring you our international news because we have some trending issues that is on our table this morning for further discussion. So before we begin from there, let me first acknowledge all of my viewers watching. Abraham Theodori Inaspa, he's watching. Thanks for watching. He said, I'm watching from New Georgia, Lincoln Core Community. And I'm seeing Andy Bobler Jada, he's watching from his corner. And he's saying thank you to Focal Online TV. Thank you. And Abraham Theodori Park, keep on following. And then I'm seeing Political Kubu following from Douala Bushwell Island. Thanks to Focal Online TV. Thanks to you for following us here on Focal TV. Remember, Focal TV brings you innovation to broadcasting. Here on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media, all we do is we bring the information right to you. We bring top stories relating to our country, Liberia. So we encourage you to get yourself a newspaper. Get yourself a newspaper. Be acquainted with all of the information surrounding our country. The daily edition here on Focal TV only bring you top stories. We do not go beyond top stories trending within our country. So please get yourself a newspaper that is sold for an affordable price ranging from $40 Liberian to $50 Liberian and be acquainted with information surrounding our country, Liberia. So we have on our decks today, okay, Edward Dennis, thanks for your nice newscast. Okay, thanks for watching, Edward Dennis. Please invite someone to share our live stream. He said, I'm watching you from Sydney, Australia. Wow, we are grateful for you being on our platform this morning. This is the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. Can you please share our live stream? All of our viewers watching, thanks for watching this morning. Kindly share our live stream as we bring information to you. So we have important issue to discuss this morning as it relates to district number 13. The district I reside in as a citizen of Liberia too. So Kelly Tokba, we have an interesting conversation here, and we talked about it yesterday. So this morning we are calling on all of the aspirants of district number 13. We are ready for you guys this morning, and then we are here to speak up the fight, and we are seeking justice in our voices here on Focal Online TV, or on our voices here on Focal Online TV. So we have these trending issues within district number 13. Lino Ketopa will just give a brief statement about it, and we'll dive into the conversation.
Okay, thank you, Karish. Yesterday we actually threw a light on the issue, and this issue is so grave. It is about time that those who are competing or contesting for the higher seat in District 13 take these matters as a matter of concern to them, so that they too can be able to intervene. The family gave out a press release, and this press release has been with us for. This press release was issued on July 25th. That was the eve before the 26th celebration. So they are saying members of the National Legislature, members of the National Bar Association, the Liberia Council of Churches, the Liberia Muslim Council, our traditional leaders, the Joint Security, the Marketeers, the Pimpin' Riders, the Yanam Boys, the Federations of Liberia Youth, civil society organization, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished audience, one and all. We firstly give thanks to God Almighty for carrying us to bed last night and for waking up us this 2023 at about 11 p.m. that Edwin D. King, age 25, a resident of Uharcourt Arslan community, who was shot and killed by a PSU officer alleged to be one Inspector A. Shumal Gibson from the Ghannaville Depot Zone 4 based. Upon hearing the news through a neighbor who ran at the house that evening and informed the parents, Mr. Emmanuel B. King, the biological father of the deceased, right away hurried to the scene. Upon his arrival, he was informed by eyewitness standing by that a police officer called rescue has taken his son to the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital. He hurriedly got at the hospital that night and met the helpless body of the young man admitted in the emergency room. He was then informed by the nurses and doctors on shift that the police officer had left the helpless body of Edwin D. King with them and had left. They told him that they needed some drugs to attend to our son. We were given the prescriptions of the drugs, which amounted to $4,800 Liberian dollars, and we hurriedly rushed to get the drugs from the local pharmacy. The following day, which was on Saturday, July 16, 2023, we were asked by the nurses to make blood available, which the only surviving sister was in the process of donating. At about 12 May Day, the young man was pronounced dead. On the 7th day of July 2023, the following authorities of police: Colonel Marvin Sacco, 102, Officer Elias Blady, CO4, Officer Donzo, OPS 4, and some other members of the police force visited the home of the deceased and expressed regret to the family about the sad situation that one of their officers discharged his arm and took away the life of an innocent citizen and electable voter, Edwin D. King. The police authority told the family that the perpetrator was immediately disrobed and placed behind bars, and further assured the family that justice will be dispensed. So I think we have read a portion of the press release that is just the entire story of what happened, and I think this is very sad. This is very sad, and I think those of you who are competing for the higher seat in District 13, it is not just about having political rallies and calling, trying to convince other people. So far, so good. The only person so far who has made a minimal effort to this whole saga is Representative Kennedy Cornelia Kratopa, because she posted this information on her platform seeking justice for the death of Edwin King. And I mean, the family is crying out for justice. They are seeking justice, and there's no way they can get justice. This is so sad. Courage, you listen to the press release very attentively. I don't know what's your own take about this press release that has been read quite recently.
So you saying that you talk with you have seen so far.
And we went there, and while we were streaming the program live, Cornelia assisted again. She shared the live video, and she even went as far as posting this story on her official Facebook page. So what I believe, I thought if Cornelia had posted this information, it would have claimed the attentions of stakeholders to see, to see how best they can be able to give the family justice, because Erin D. King is already dead. The utmost concern of the family now is justice. So the family is seeking justice, but I believe that the effort made, or the effort exerted by Cornelia Craft, is very small. Cornelia Craft is a lawyer, and she just graduated from the law school, and in one of her occasions held at the Iron Factory Sport page, she said she was going to do a pro bono service to district team. And years she is now competing. I think about she has her legal friends who need to work to provide extra extra assistance to this particular case. She can use her affiliation, her connection with other people to provide some level of justice to this particular
Thank you.
case.
So I think this thing was turned over to me. So let me have my say on it. Please do not override my
no, I wasn't overriding. I wasn't overriding.
You asked a question, and I should be given the opportunity to answer and share my honest view. Don't override my.
Okay, go ahead,
please. So what I noticed in the conversation, or what I overheard from you. I don't want to say this, but you was kind of being more sensitive to just one person, and you mentioned Colina's Kwatokwa. And then my issue here is you sharing a video that was broadcasted, or you sharing it on your page, or does that in any way show justice?
No, it doesn't in any way show justice.
Thank you, Kelly.
It was just a kind of way of wanting for this particular story to reach the rightful people.
So she served as an aspirant. It's not only Colina, let's not be biased. We have a lot of aspirants in this district. We have Princess Kennedy, we have Honorable Edward P. Flomo, and then we have a lot of people. We have T. Williams, and he served as, and he's aspiring to be a representative. I don't even see some of his engagement. I'm hoping that he's watching this live stream so that he can know that there are others whose eyes are open and whose ears are listening. You have other representatives. You have Chipo aspirants. You have Chipo. You have other people who are aspiring for this particular political seat. Why are they not confronting the issues? Why are they not talking about the issues? You going on your Facebook page and you posting it. Is that a way to seek justice? Colina is at a point where in her career where she's at a verge where she can push it if she wants to. She can try to fire the situation so that the people can realize that there is an aspirant in this district who is aiming for justice for so and so person, regardless of her relationship to that person. But instead, I'm only seeing, I saw her video she shared. I'm only seeing that up to now, I have not seen any issues from Princess Gideon Kennedy. I have not seen anything relating to that from Edward Papi Flomo. Now, this guy who have been shot is dead. The police is ignoring this. The only, the thing about us Liberians, we sometimes act like we don't love the act of violence, but we do love it. So they are not addressing the issues. So now, if citizens of this district decide to retaliate, if they decide to react on a situation, you will find out that they will get more involved, because maybe the citizen will be blocking a road and they want to go home, they want to go to that different places of work. That's the only time they'll try to get in, the violence is not also it. Now that the family is being very polite, now that the citizens are polite and we are pushing these things, and those who are residing within district number 13, it's a time that they see reason, even if the police are not taking the rightful step, it's a time they see reason, especially our representative of this district. It's time that he see reason. You can't allow chaos to occur before you take action. I even find out that even Andy Bobla Jala is someone who has a high ranking in this district, someone who is well respected, someone who has made a lot of changes, someone who has impacted lives, someone who is politically strong. But I see none of them are reacting to these things. None of them are reacting. It's so bad. How will you be, or how can you say you want to be a representative of a district when you have small trending issues that could lead to chaos, and you are not speaking about it? It's kind of frustrating, right? It's really, really frustrating. We are calling their attention. We don't know how they're gonna do it. It's not my responsibility to ask them how they're gonna do it.
Yeah, definitely.
We are calling their attention to this issue. Someone is dead within a district. Someone lost their life. I mean, just ordinarily, I mean, and with it just out of, I don't know how to describe it. The person lost their life, and then you are or as parents of this district, and you cannot say nothing. You cannot say nothing. You cannot write nothing. You cannot advocate. You cannot go from place to place. You cannot even go to the family. You cannot send a person to represent you. You cannot do nothing to show. You cannot call on the youth. Oh, this is what I want us to do. Since the police is not listening to us, it's not giving us ears. This is what I want us to do, and to avoid violence. You cannot take an action. It's so bad. And these are people who are aspiring. These are people who are aspiring to have the seat of district number 13.
So you say as per the three cardinal responsibility, both of them who are aspiring to become representative, they have a three constitutional responsibility attached to if at all they are successful in their political endeavor. So one is the issues about lawmaking, the issues about oversight and representation. So the issues about representation, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will have to go to be seated at the Capitol building, but you must be able to represent your electorate, because this is why everybody cannot go at the Capitol building. So when your people have problem, you need to identify with them, and this family is seeking justice. All of the experience, what they should have done was to be able to identify with the family. So in the wake of mounting pressures on the national security, so that justice can be dispensed in this case. But every one of them have just been quiet on this situation. Or even the Air Force exerted by Cornelia is just small. Cornelia is a lawyer. She is one of the top notch officials in the Unity Party. She has few legal people that she can explain to this family, and perhaps she can be able to provide some level of pro bonos or legal advice to the families, so that just to ensure that the family get justice. That's my own opinion about it.
They are not doing nothing. They are not doing nothing. I'm seeing every time, and this thing is not in hidden. It's being broadcasted all over. It's even on our platform here, Focal TV, and I'm sure that Andy Boblechada have seen it. And up to now, we have not heard anything. No reaction from him. There's no reaction. People are looking up to you. These are people that people look up to. So if you have any small issues, you cannot calm them down. You cannot push for justice. If bigger ones happen within the district, will you be able to talk, or you want us to elect you first? You want us to elect you first before you take actions? That is so annoying.
That's what they want.
Yes, you want someone to elect you first before you can take action. Please, you don't cause chaos in our community, especially District 13. You guys shouldn't cause problems for us. You guys are lawmakers. You guys are future leaders. You guys are whole leaders of a district. Even if you don't win this particular election, you are still a leader, and you should lead by example. You should lead by example. So I think you guys need to take a stand. And then I'm sending a message on behalf of Focal Online TV to the BB family. Who was the who did the murder, right? So it's gonna be hard as you mourn your loss, but I want you to take courage, be courageous, and I'm still saying the only thing that will put your heart at ease is when is when you see justice for your loved one. So we are still calling on these people. Andy Bobla Jara, we are with your press release. Calling us, we are with your press release. Princess Gidwo, we are with your press release. Thanks for watching. This is the daily edition of Inside the Print Media here on Focus TV. Remember, Focus TV bring innovation to broadcasting. I am your presenter on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. And my name is Greg Financy Par. And it's over to you, Kelly Nantopa.
Yeah, just to amplify what the statement you earlier made, we are calling all of those aspirants who are contesting for the highest seat in district team, and even some of the presumptive candidate, we want you guys to assist the family. All they are interested in is justice, and we will always reference that until justice can be dispensed into that particular case.
Thank you, Kelly. So far, this is how we wrap up Focal Online TV. We bring you innovation to broadcasting. We are saying have a good blessed day. Today is Ladies' Night. Don't forget to take yourself out. And by 1 o'clock, we will be bringing an interesting topic here on Focal TV as it relates to the Focal Women Talk. We're going to be talking about depression. I will need your input. Please stay tuned and join me because I'm going to be your host.